Hey gardeners, this is Matt Gardening and I'm Vijay. Today we are going to look about transplanting. How to transplant, what are the necessary steps to be taken before transplanting, and what are the steps to be taken after transplanting so that the plant we transplant grows very well. Be the first ones to subscribe to our channel. We still didn't reach the 1000 subscribers milestone. I hope we will reach it very soon. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you want, you can also follow my Instagram account. This is the account you need to follow, mad_gardening_Vijay. There I'll be posting my garden updates as well as my photos or how my garden is growing. Those photos will be available over there, and any other updates, any other mention of next videos would be over that Instagram account. Watch till the end of the video. Let's get into the video. If you had seen the last video, I would have shown you a cocopeat block. With that cocopeat block, I filled all these containers and grow bags, and it had made our soil so soft. If you didn't watch it after watching this video. I would link it in the top right corner. Happy Vinayakar Chaturthi to all. This video was taken on Vinayakar Chaturthi. If I even upload it later on, I convey my wishes. Happy Vinayakar Chaturthi to all. So firstly, I'm going to start with my favorite hibiscus. You need to cut this cover. If you remove carefully, you can use this cover, but if you are a beginner, don't mortgage this plant's life, or else this plant roots may get damaged. So what you need to do is slowly cut the cover and remove it carefully, like this, very safely. Remove it. And what you need to note is, if the root comes out of the cover or the pot when you buy in the nursery, you must not buy those kind of plants. But it was just a minor root, so I got it. It's fine, but if many roots are coming out of the container, then the plant will not grow very well. So what you need to do is buy comparatively smaller plant with more branches like this. There should be offshoots from the main stem. Without disturbing the primary root, you must slowly remove the side soil. This is actually so sandy. These are the tertiary roots. So like this, you must remove and place the plant into the ditch you are going to create. But if you are a beginner, you should not do this much because you may end up damaging the roots. So what you need to do is just clear off the top as well as the bottom. Leave the root ball intact, or else you may end up damaging the main root, which you may not know when you are a beginner. So keep it in mind. Make a ditch like this and place the plant in the center and close the ditch like this, and compress it a bit, level it, and then water immediately as soon as you plant it, or else it would be treated with shock. The sudden change in atmosphere will lead it to shock. So water it immediately and thoroughly till the root ball as well as the pot soaks as it is the first time. You must always remember that when you transplant, you must always transplant in early morning or in late evening. That's the best time to transplant, or even in winter season, that's also best time here in Chennai actually, because at those times the atmosphere will be cold, so the plant won't get any shock or will not be stressed. If you live in other countries, cold climatic region, then you must forget about what I said, because there at that time frost will attack the plant. So surely keep these kind of plants indoors if you live in a cold climatic region. But over here it's totally fine. Whenever you transplant, it's fine. but the timing is very important. So like this, the water must seep out of the container. Till that you must water for the first time, and next time you should water like when the top 2 inches of the soil is dry to touch like this, you must water. If it is like this, no need to water. The next plant I missed to show is the ever gorgeous rose. Many people say that it is the toughest plant to grow, that is many people fail to grow it, but it is one of the most easiest plants to grow, but it needs some care for sure. I love to grow these kind of roses very much. This is a daisy rose, that is paneer rose. So it thrives our Indian hot climate. It is the edible variety, so you can cook these petals in rose milks for face essence, for beauty products, etc. This is the rose which is used, so I love this. And it also has a great fragrance. You want to make oils out of it, it would give a pleasant smell, and I love this plant personally. The thing you need to do is remove all the dried leaves at the base of the plant, and also the dry leaves on the plant. It actually had got black spot disease or leaf spot disease, I don't know which one, but this is a fungal or viral disease, so it spreads very fastly. This is the disease, you can see it from the vein. The plant doesn't get the strength, and what it happens is yellowing of the leaf. So this is the symptom. What you need to do is remove it and throw it away from any of the plants. You must burn it or throw it away from any of plants. You should also cut these dead flowers. You must leave 3 leaves after the flower or bud. You must also cut the buds when you get the plant, because the buds would absorb all the nutrients from the plant. As you get the plant newly, you would transplant it. What it does, it sends all its nutrients to the roots for it to grow. When the roots start to develop, all these flowers would bloom. So when any of the flowers or buds are on the plants, intact on the plants, then this would not bloom, and it would fall before blooming. Then you may think, why it is not blooming for me? Because it sends its energy to roots, then only to the shoot. It gives more priority to the root, as it is a newer plant to establish well. That's why when you get it from the nursery, you may see many flowers, but when you transplant it, you may not see those beautiful flowers blooming, and the growth will be stunted. It is all because of this reason. So cut the flowers or fruits from fruit trees, anything, when you get it, and transplant it, so that the energy used on the flower is redirected to the roots. After I cut, all those black spot or leaf spot affected leaves were cut. So this is how it looks after that. It's totally fine. Leave at least one branch or one set of leaf for a single branch, then only it would survive if you have black spot. If you don't have, just trim the old dried leaves, and as well as the dead flowers, as well as new flowers, as well as buds, everything. These leaves away from the soil or your garden. Throw it on road, wherever possible, into dustbin, but don't leave it in your garden as it is. And after you touch this, wash your hands, sanitize your hands, then only touch the plant. It also gets virus as well as fungus. So after touching the infected part, wash your hands and touch the plant. So I have washed my hands. Now you can touch the plant. So let's cut the cover. So yes, I have cut it. If you are new to gardening, don't remove the soil fully. Just remove the top and loosen the bottom. That's all. No need to do anything else. It will start to grow. This will ensure that the roots are into the new soil, and it would grow very well, faster, because this is clay. So the difference between soil, this is clay, so the roots would not come out very easily. So what we need to do is we should remove the outer soil. That's all. You need to plant like this. But I will remove some more because I know how to remove. But if you don't know, please leave as this. It would grow very well. So I have removed all the soil. Just the root ball is left. And some of the roots are hanging out. This would ensure that the plant grows easily. And this is the graft. You can see under the graft, if any of the side stems grows, you must remove it. So you can transplant till here. You must put the soil till here so that all those branches would not come. But if you leave it till here, it's fine. But you need to cut the branches that emerges out of this stem. From the graft, it's totally fine. But away from graft, you should cut it. It is not at all productive. It would not produce flowers, as well as it will suck all the nutrients from the main flowering plant, and that's why it is called as a sucker. Let's dig a hole deep enough for the plant to grow. I'm sowing till this part, but I'm transplanting till this part. But if you wish to, you must do till here so that any suckers doesn't come out of it. So we will transplant it into it. We will close the hole. Can you see? The graft is under the soil, so that the suckers won't come out of it easily. When you see any suckers from this branch, you must remove it. That's the best tip for roses. As soon as you plant, you need to water the soil. You must water it thoroughly. That's all. We have transplanted the rose. Next, let's see how to transplant seedlings that are in a tray like this. If they are in a cup, that would be easy to transplant. You can remove the cup and transplant it directly into the soil. But if they are put in some sort of tray or in any other container, how to remove it? So I'll teach you right now. You should not water the soil on that day, and use some sharp tool like this and cut it like a cake, the soil, because we must not damage the roots. And they are tiny seedlings, right? So they would be pressurized when we give them some sort of shock. So remove like this and dig the sides as we have cut it. It would come out easily. Remove the sides like a wall. You can see the roots. So till that part you should cut and take it out. Leave the part where the plant is solid and the other parts must be loosened out. Then you can take it like a cake. So simple. So like this you must take it and transplant it into any other container. So I'll show you where I'm transplanting. Have any grow bags right now? I have already used all grow bags for other plants, so maybe in 10 or 15 days I'll get some more. So let me plant this in a smaller container to show you how to transplant. And I'll later on move it to a bigger grow bag, because tomato can't be grown in a small container like this. You must dig a deep hole because tomato will produce roots from the stem, and it will give extra support because tomatoes grow longer in height and cause it to fall down when the fruits are there. So dig a deep hole and transplant it. It's not enough, so I'm going to dig it more. Till 1 or 2 leaves are there, you can dig a deep hole to that level. But this is a small plant, so I'm doing a 2-inch to 1-inch ditch. But if you have a bigger plant, what you need to do is you must dig a bigger hole and you must place it underneath for about a feet. You can transplant it under a feet. That's totally fine. It will grow very well. As it is a smaller plant, I'm sowing it less deeper. not sowing, transplanting. Usually we sow seeds, right? That's what is coming from the north. It's transplanting. As soon as you do like this, water it. When you water it, it would get rid of the shock. So water it as soon as possible. Whenever you transplant the tomato seedling, add some crushed eggshells so that it won't get affected by the blossom and rot disease, which is caused by calcium deficiency. So it's very useful. When you sow or transplant itself, you add this into the soil. As it grows, it would slowly degrade. Close it and water it immediately. Next, I'm going to transplant this balloon vine. I said it would have fruits that looks like balloon. So I'm going to show you a small bud had bloomed and it became that balloon. So I'll show you where it is. So yeah, I got to see that. Here it is. This is the balloon. Yeah. This looks like a balloon as it grows. It would be filled with air, so only it is called as balloon vine. This is the fruit coming out. It's so young, but it still produces fruits. So as usual, I cut the cover and remove the top and the bottom soil, and the root ball is left. We will dig a hole and transplant it as usual. This is a vining plant, so ensure that there is some sort of support or trellis nearby. I have this, but it won't be enough. It would grow even taller, so I would plan for a trellis very soon. As I have this support for some time, I'm leaving it right now, but if you don't have any support, it needs support to grow for sure. So this depth would be totally fine. You transplant it and put the soil. As soon as you put the soil, compress it so that it gets some support from the soil. When watering, it may fall down, so please do compress for an extra support. Like this. Water it immediately as you plant to prevent the shock. Come. Next, I'm going to transplant this betel leaf. So place this plant in a shady area. This will grow very well in shady areas. The balconies are the best for growing these plants. As usual, remove the cover and remove the soil from above and top and leave the root ball. So it has a lot of soil. Remove it like this. Slowly. As usual, let's dig a hole and plant it directly into the soil. Somewhat higher. Compress the soil and done. Full stop. Water it immediately as soon as you plant it. All about transplanting, friends. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thanks